So, we are to study our wives. We are to dwell with them according to knowledge. I had kind of a beauteous moment in studying my wife recently. I wanted to share this moment with you. Not only to praise my wife and have some fun with the moment, with the thought, but also to encourage you guys to really dwell with your wives in knowledge, to study your wives, to, dare we say it, meditate upon your wives. Because they are universes undiscovered, you know. They are worlds unplumbed, regardless of how many times you may have plumbed her. So, the other day I was thinking about Kimberly's name. The thought of the thought of the thought of her name. How does it go? Her effable, ineffable, singular, inscrutable, something or other name. The thought of the thought of the thought of her name. So, I've known for a long time that what Kimberly means. Okay? Well, I'll break it down for you and tell you what this thought I had was, which is pretty cool. So Kimberly has 3 parts to the name. Lee means field. And so like the noble house of Kimberly is named after the field of Kimber. Right? So the Lee of Kimber. But Kimber means something too. It means Kingsburg, King's Fort, King's Castle. So Kingsburg Lee, the field of the King's Castle. King's Castle's meadow. Which is pretty cool, right? That's what her name means. That I've known for a long time. But as I was dwelling upon my wife, it occurred to me for the first time, you know, married for 17 years. But this thought of mine has to do with our boys, so I suppose the soonest I could have had this thought would have been 8 years ago. So her name is Kingsburg Lee. And then I realized all 3 of our boys could be stationed in one of those spots. Let's get the dogwood flowers in this scene. So if she is the castle and the king and the meadow, I have a son whose name is George. George means farmer. His middle name makes him someone who brings peace where once there was a war. I've done another video talking about the meaning of their names. George is the farmer. So he belongs in the meadow. Ward means guardian. That's another boy of mine. Ward belongs in the castle. His full name actually means protector of the people of Christ. Finally, my oldest son, he has my name, Joffrey, but his middle name is also my middle name. It's David. David the King. So Joffrey David belongs in the throne room of Kingsburg Lee. Joffrey and Ward and George. George and Ward and Joffrey. Which I thought was super cool. That the fruit of her loins fit poetically and beautifully with her name. And you know, it was a joy to think about it. You know, it was a joy to think about my wife, to think about her name, to come to this realization about the names of my children, of my boys, and how they fit in with her. Thinking about my wife brought me joy. Studying my wife brought me joy. Meditating on her brought me joy. And so that's what I want to encourage you with. You know, studying your wife doesn't just mean noticing her habits or her likes so that you can anticipate her needs or keep her a little happier. It means, like with God Himself, studying Him not only to please Him, but because you take joy in it. Study your wife not only to please her, but to take joy in her. Hope you guys enjoyed that story. I like thinking about it. Leave your comments below if you've ever had little moments like that. Or maybe try this game with your wife's name and something else in your lives. Your children, your cities, your friends. I don't know. And I wish the peace of Christ upon you.